time on Knights of Solaria. Our party scaled the palisade walls, some with skill and others with helpful uppies from Thalgar, before diving into battle against the bugbears, alongside the camp's blacksmith and their chieftain. As the chief fled into a trapdoor beneath his tent, a new ally joined the chaos. Ethel, having freed herself from her bindings, joined our group, determined to find her missing grandson, Edward. Pursuing the chief into the dungeon below, the party stumbled upon more bugbears who were on break and definitely not hammered. Further in, they confronted a hag, scoured an old storage area, and uncovered some loot, mostly buried under heaps of rotten, long-expired food. Where we find our adventurers. So party, what happens now?
So we searched this room?
Yes, you searched that room and you found some gemstones, if I recall correctly.
And some centipedes.
And some centipedes that you destroyed very quickly before anything happening.
Well, I suppose it's time to move down the hall.
Take it away.
Let's go, Ethel. Let's find your family member.
Ethel's at the back of the group. She's going to pull out a flask and take a shot real quick. Start mumbling about her idiot grandson.
Well, let's try this door.
The door does not appear to be locked. Dimly lit by a flickering torch, the chamber serves as the bugbear's armory. The air is thick with the tang of iron, oil, and unwashed bodies. Weapons and armor are displayed in crude racks, rusted axes, chipped swords, and spiked clubs, all crafted for killing. The armor, made from scavenged metal, leather, and bone, is dented from use. A stack of crude shields, scarred from battle, leans against the wall, bearing the faded emblem of a snarling bear's head. The armory's unrefined contents are simple but effective, ready to defend the subterranean stronghold.
What a bunch of junk.
We move in, take a quick look-see to see if there's anything hidden.
Would you like to give me a perception check or investigation? I'll take either one.
It's a solid 13.
13. You look around, and most of the stuff is crappy, although the pile of shields is relatively large, sitting in this corner over here. Somewhat of a makeshift smith compared to the smith that was outside. You look and you see that there's no ventilation, so whoever set this up didn't account for fire here, and so that is likely why they moved the smith outside, because that what could be more ventilated than being outside.
Not much here. Maybe we should move on.
Oh, fancy statue.
Give me a religion check, anybody who likes to.
I believe I will.
This is a statue of Odin, about 9 feet tall. A little bit chipped. The face has been marred by somebody hitting it with weapons for some reason.
As Ethel passes, she lifts her flask up as if to a toast, takes a sip, and keeps going.
Let's just keep trying doors.
This room is a chaotic mess, with broken furniture and jagged shards scattered across the uneven floor. Among the wreckage, a tangle of yellowed bones, human and beast, and something else. They jut out at odd angles. Potsherds and rotting scraps of hide lie buried beneath the layers of dust and filth. It's thick with a sour, acrid stench, as if the walls have absorbed centuries of decay. The room is a tomb of waste. Useless, broken objects and burial grounds forgotten. Nothing here is worth salvaging. It is a place best left undisturbed, and its secrets consumed by darkness and rot.
Well, I'll look around and see if there's anything of value.
Sure, give me a perception check or investigation check. 12, you look around. The only thing you recognize is that if you spend time digging in this place, you're probably going to come away with some kind of sickness or illness, or at worst, a disease.
Maybe we shouldn't play in the dirt.
Yeah, it does look promising.
Quick nod to Odin as we pass by again.
Honor the gods.
This massive room spans 60 by 40 feet. Echoes with the growls of over 24 adult bugbears, but obviously not warriors. They are as thick with sweat, smoke, and unwashed bodies, mingling with the sharp tang of burning wood. Large cookfire crackles in the hearth, casting shadows across the rough-hewn tables where the bugbears are hunched over eating their meals. Sleeping pallets of matted straw and filthy hides are scattered across the floor. Some occupied, others vacant. Bones, scraps of hide, and refuse litter the floor. Casks and crates line the walls, filled with crude provisions. The room hums with activity, its oppressive atmosphere thick with the danger of survival and brutality.
You said there's occupants in here?
Yeah, so there are bugbears in this room.
I cast Shillelagh.
There are bugbears in this room.
Ade stick gives off a glow. So nobody speaks bugbear. How do we get past this?
I just say in a loud, booming voice, "Wake up!"
They're awake. In fact, there's some people sleeping, some people eating. They're not wearing any armor or carrying any weapons. There are some youngins rolled up together in some of the beds. Others, female bugbears, cradling their young. A few adult or elderly bugbears sit amongst the benches eating some kind of gruel. You all are, one of the bugbears starts crying or whining in the corner, and their mother is trying to soothe them, or at least the female bugbear trying to soothe them to get them to go back to sleep. She gives you a sharp look over her shoulder.
You made a child cry.
DM, are we aware of these bandits have been in this area? Have they been known to allow the women and children to escape? Or have they been very ruthless in their tactics?
Most of it has been that they are maiming the people and taking their goods.
So usually not even taking lives.
Ethel would move to the middle of the room and speak a little bit louder, asking if any of them speak common. Do you understand me?
They all kind of give you a sidelong glance before they look back to what they were doing, paying no attention.
Oh,
Ade repeats the sentence in Druidic. There might be a Druid in here.
Again, no reaction to your Druidic language.
do I get a sense that they're ignoring me or they don't understand me?
You can give me an insight check. With the 17, it's likely they are both not understanding you and ignoring you.
Ethel's going to slam her mace into one of the tables and then ask again, do you understand me?
They kind of move away. Some of the bugbears stand and go sit in their cot and sit with their back towards you, but it doesn't appear like any of them. And what I mean by they both don't understand you or ignoring you is they clearly don't know what you're saying, but they're like ignoring you, not in a way that they're saying, I'm just going to ignore you and be stubborn and turn their backs. They don't want to talk to you.
Grandma, I'm pretty sure you just broke that child's changing table. Might want to calm that down a little bit.
I will say hello in the 4 languages that I know, which is Draconic, Giant, Orc, and Primordial.
I think one of them says hello to you in Orc, sitting on this table over here.
Did you understand him?
Yeah, he seems to speak Orc.
Ask if he's seen my idiot grandson. Skinny,
We're
red hair.
looking for a red-haired child, humanoid, I assume.
He shakes his head. No child.
He's a young adult. Well, honestly, it is. All right, so
Bondo, ask him if... sorry, not Bondo. Dalgar, ask him if he's seen the captain.
Have
The
you
one that ran away.
seen the captain of this tribe?
No, Chieftain last upstairs. Outside.
We saw him come down.
We're not allowed to go outside.
Why is that?
Chieftain say so.
Do you want to go outside?
Yes.
Then you can go outside.
He says something in a language none of you understand. He looks back to you after a couple conversations, as if some of the people will roll over that insight, Ethel, as if they don't believe him. Then he says to another older male bugbear, and the two of them, we go check outside.
Warn him about the slain bodies.
So I'll relay that they said that the chieftain has not come through here, and they have not seen a red-headed child.
Did we miss anything? Was there a doorway we didn't check or a hallway?
I'll ask him what leads beyond this room.
He points south and he says, smelly ogres this way, hidden room this way.
What's in the hidden room?
Bags.
Ethel's going to go see if she can find the doorway for the hidden room.
Okay, you can give me a perception check with advantage.
Ooh, with advantage.
I'll ask him about the ogres. Are the ogres trapped as well?
No, they guard the dungeon.
So beyond this room, there's a dungeon.
Yes. Prisons.
Oh, prisons. Maybe that fool's in there.
I'll let everyone know that there's some ogres guarding a dungeon entrance to the south.
Also good to know you think your grandson's a criminal.
Okay, not everyone the bugbears put in prison. I feel like they didn't have a rightful trial. You know, it's not a criminal, whatever.
Anything good in there, Grandma?
I don't know. I haven't been told yet.
The door is open for you, and there looks to be 6 bags of stuff piled in a corner.
I'm going to open a bag.
As the bugbear. Is this your stuff?
Bugbear Captain, hide it there. Think we don't know what we see in the dark too. We have no use for coin.
You're free to go outside. We will proceed into this dungeon looking for our friend.
Meanwhile, the youngins and the other people who didn't go check look like they're packing up some of their stuff, or at least the stuff that they want to take. So inside this room, inside the secret room, there are bags of coins worth 200 gold pieces. Various, not each bag, but in total.
Ethel opens one bag at a time, sets it back down, keeps going, realizing they're all coins. She gets up, steps out, and sighs, it's nothing in there.
And then in the last bag, there are 4 reddish colored potions of some kind. Looks like on the top, they're sealed with a leather strap and piece of leather to keep them closed, and what looks like a strawberry or something.
Well, she's going to take those. Those could be useful.
4 potions of regular healing and 200 gold pieces. And we will give you the wealthier chieftain.
The old bat. Ade will go ahead and go behind her and scoop up the gold.
Okay. You have 200 gold pieces and 4 potions of regular healing in there.
Anyone need a long rest? Seems like a great place.
Ethel definitely snagged the potions of healing. If we do want to rest, I could provide us some food.
Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm doing so good with my rolls tonight. Yay.
Everybody but Mayron? No. Everybody but Thalgar. You hear snoring coming from down the hall. It sounds like a single large person snoring.
What's the plan, crew?
Should we go deal with the person snoring and then come back and rest?
Who's snoring?
You don't hear the snoring? You quit paying attention
No.
after I said food, didn't you?
I fear it's probably my stomach growling. So are we going to use this room for a rest and eat?
Again, there's someone snoring. What if they wake up while we're resting?
Again, I don't hear anyone snoring.
There's someone back there, big guy.
Well, let's go wake it up. Point the direction. I don't hear any snoring.
As you move down this hallway, snoring grows much louder. But what you didn't anticipate seeing is another person who is not snoring. And we're going to roll some initiative. So put yourself in the room, however you want to put yourself in the room. And let me add everybody to the initiative first. But we're going to have some combat. Everybody's on here?
Granny's still lit up, right?
Yeah,
I should be
Ade.
lit up.
you're the first to go. Yeah, Granny's still lit up.
Hal just doesn't like making me shiny.
All right. Ade cannot see down this hallway at all. And even the light doesn't turn around the corner. So Ade is going to go ahead and back up and hold an action to toss a produce flame at anything that he sees come around the corner.
Okay, you ready your action? Anything else?
Sir. Nope, that's it.
I also don't see anything down this hallway.
Did you have dark vision?
No.
Right. You hear something coming down the hall, thump, 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 thump.
Oh, I see it now.
Wielding a large club. You see it because of where Ethel's standing. Her light peers around the corner, and it is going to attempt to hit you with its great club. That is a 14. I believe that misses Thalgar.
Oh, actually, I'm in aggressive stance, so you can roll with advantage.
That is higher, 22.
I lied. I'm not in aggressive stance.
Mhm.
No, that hits.
That is 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Would you like to reduce that in any way?
Probably.
All right.
I will use Stone's Endurance. Oh no, that was horrible.
You reduce it by 4 as the large club comes slamming down and he bellows out some language that you don't speak and then pounds himself on the chest, ready to go. The next one will wake up and get up and move out into the hallway.
Get up, stand up.
I'm going to use his action to wake up. Thalgar, it is your turn.
I'm going to return the attacks to this ogre.
Looks like they're wearing rotten hides of some kind. Yeah, 23 easily hits.
And I think I will use a Frost Strike on that. DC 15 con save.
That is a 9, fails. What's the total?
It takes an
18?
additional 5 cold damage, and its speed is reduced to 0 till the start of my next turn.
Nice. Well done.
Second attack, I'll swing at it.
A 17 easily hits.
Another 9 slashing damage.
This creature is injured.
And then bonus action, I'm going to change my stance so I have advantage on dex saves. No longer advantage against my defense.
Okay, cool. As you take the blow of the great club, you return your strikes. This large being filling the hallway here, you slash onto his left shoulder, slash on your right shoulder, wound it pretty bad, but it's still standing and it bellows out some curse word in giant. Yeah, you know giant.
I do
Called-
know giant. I
called you a
scream back
jerk.
the same word to him.
Not nice, jerk. Ethel, it is your go.
Ethel's gonna cast Bless on herself, Algar, and Eladin. And her Bless appears as just a bright light flashing around them. And then she's gonna move forward, and if I can click correctly, I check. And take her spot beside Algar. All three of us blessed. Nope, don't really have anything I can do for a bonus action. So I'm gonna end my turn.
Eladan, it is your go.
I will move up. Bonus action. I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on the nearest ogre,
He is now marked.
and I'm going to attack him.
Easily hits his nearly nude body as he wears hides and furs. 16, 20 damage. This creature is bloodied.
And second attack. The 16 hit.
A 16 easily hits. In fact, I don't think you can miss unless you roll a 1. 11. 16 more damage. Creature is near death.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and sneak into this corner with his buddies and just toss a produce flame at this closer one. Loud.
I duck.
7 fire damage.
As you throw your fire, it lands on the furs that are clinging to its body and it starts yelling in a guttural tone. "Ah, ah, ah," and then it burns.
Yeah, we'll stay here. That'll end his turn.
I'm going to roll a D4, 1 and 2, or evens Ethel, odds Thalgar.
Bring it.
Thalgar, it is going to attempt to hit you with its great club.
No, I said bring it.
That is a natural 1.
Just hits.
It is now your turn.
Seeing him slam down onto the ground, just missing me, I will follow through with my halberd and try and slash across his chest and then stab him.
25 easily hits this creature. You know, pump it up.
Well, pretty good damage though.
Creature is injured.
Bonus action, I'm going to use my second win.
9 points of health return to Thalgar as he breathes in deeply, regrasping his axe after he slammed this creature twice. Ethel, it is your go.
Well, Ethel is going to swing her warhammer at the thing before her. Hold on.
An 11 barely hits.
Oh, thank God, I was about to throw a bless on that. I will take it.
I cannot read those dice.
9 damage.
The creature is bloodied, but still standing.
I think I'm going to end my turn.
Eladan.
Hey, bonus action. I'll move Hunter's Mark to this ogre. Make an attack.
17 hits. I don't think you can miss unless you roll a 1. That's 9 plus 2, 11 plus another 2, 13 damage. It is near death, but still standing. It's bellowing back at you. Just woke up. You don't know if it's more disappointed that he had to wake up or that you're hitting him with the bow and arrow. Barely clinging to life. Howdy.
You got this. Finish it.
Feels more like bullying, but I guess Ade will casually toss.
You were literally ready to take out your staff and hit the women and children in the other room.
But these guys seem sad. They were aggressive, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go ahead. So I blow this little tiny puff of fire onto his loincloth.
And it catches fire just like the other. I think there's a point where that other one's laying there burning, and then you throw the fire and you throw your spell and that fire ignites even further, and this creature falls.
Ethel lets out a sigh. Lovely. We're going to have to be smelling that all night.
Quite frankly, smells better than it did here than it did in the bugbear's room, because there are refuse and old food and whatever they were trying to eat for gruel.
Yeah, maybe I should set that place on fire too.
The scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Ethel, thinking that the group is going to rest now, is going to head back into the previous room and to the hearth and start cleaning it out a bit, just moving some of the stuff that they had, pulling out her own equipment, and she's going to start getting ready to make a meal.
Okay. As you come back in, most of the people have moved away. So are you going to go? Well, you can't see anything, can you, Ade? You can go.
I can. I can if I hold up a produce flame.
What is that? 10 feet and 10 feet, or is it 20 and 10?
Produce flame is 10 foot, 10 foot.
Yeah.
I can see a bit.
2 dim alcoves flank the hallway, heavy with the stench of decay, old straw, and rancid hides. Each holds a makeshift bed, brittle straw, clumped with hair and dried blood. Signs of restless nights, filthy, cracked hides draped over the straw, stained and rough. Devoid of possessions, the walls marked with deep gouges, as if scratched in desperation. Silence is oppressive, broken only by the faint rustle of straw or distant echoes. Place is of neglect and despair, where survival is all that remains, barely enduring, forgotten world.
I just want to briefly see the contents, if there's any prisoners anywhere. It looks like these are the beds of the orcs. Or anything down here in this giant grate.
It absolutely smells foul. So anything that was here that is too foul for the bugbears to smell was probably thrown down this chute.
That's definitely where the grandson is.
Nothing living down there. All right. We'll go ahead and push past, not too far, just wanting to see if there's any evidence of a living person. Maybe call out. Okay, that's a response. Who goes there?
It's me, in a lilting voice.
I am here looking for my friend's grandson. Do you happen to know a kid? Human, red hair, kind of tall.
I am no child, my good friend. But help me, let me out. My grandmother's here. Grandmother!
Oh, it's you? She said you'll be fine. Nade walks away.
The grim cells are thick with oppressive stillness. The walls pressing in on the meager space. The only furnishings are mounds of rough, disorderly straw, offering little respite from the hard stone beneath. Bugbears lie sprawled in a fitful slumber on their crude resting places, their matted fur blending in with the squalor around them. They are as thick with the stench of decay and unwashed bodies, and their snores echo through the silence, amplifying the weight of confinement within the cells, and apparently somebody else who speaks common.
He's locked up with a bunch of bugbears?
Well, you see cells, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. I see cells.
Would I have heard the scream for Grandma?
You can make a perception check.
Would Grandma have heard the scream for Grandma?
Probably not. We know about your perception.
Thalgar, yeah, you hear somebody yelling in common. Get me out. Mima.
I would probably immediately just start heading that direction. Also, having noticed that Ade snuck away in that area.
Wanted to avoid cleaning.
It was a little dark going down the stairs. I was running into stuff.
Do you think you can break that young gentleman out before he cries himself to hysterics?
Which door is this guy in? What type of lock is it?
It looks like a lock that slides down, and then the padlock slides into this area. So it's a padlock. It seems pretty well made. You should be able to see through that, but clearly you can't. So I did it wrong.
Should we see if those ogres have a key?
Yeah, that's probably smarter.
We'll head back to the 2 dead ogres and kind of search them for keys.
Yep. One of them has a set of keys that has 4 keys on it.
Hey, Eladan. Grandson's down there. Second door on the right. Left? Second door on your left.
I bump into Eladan.
Hey, Grandma.
Yeah.
Someone's down there calling for their Mima. The voice tells me he has to be rich, so I'm guessing he's yours.
I'm going to pull out a torch and light a torch.
Ethel is still by the hearth, like setting stuff up. She's got like mugs
know what?
out now, trays.
We'll bring him to you. Why don't you just keep setting up and we'll get comfortable?
I will try all the keys on this door.
You are able to unlock the door. In this dim, oppressive cell, a solitary figure is shackled to a cold stone wall. The heavy, rusted manacles dig into his wrists, leaving deep indentations. The chains are fastened to an iron ring, faintly glinting in the meager light, well, now in your bright light from your torch. The man's posture is one of defeat. His shoulders are hunched, his head low, and he's drained of strength. His clothes, once fine, are now torn and ragged, clinging to his gaunt form. His face, framed by tangled hair and a little scruffy beard, is drawn and streaked with dirt. His hollow eyes, speaking of endless suffering. The air is thick with dampness and decay, and the cold stone walls enclosing him, and he is crying as if somebody has been crying for weeks on end. Racked sobs, whimper, get me down.
What color is his hair?
It is the reddish hair that was described to you from Ethel. But it's clearly not a child, but maybe to somebody of Ethel's stature, a child.
What crimes have you committed to be put into the cell?
They were going to eat me. I don't know. He said I smelled nice.
Yeah, eat a ginger.
Come on, son. Your grandma says you don't get to supper if you keep crying.
Okay, but I can't get out of these manacles.
I will attempt to free him from his restraints.
Easy enough with one of the keys. The key matches the one to the door, and you undo his manacles, and he rubs his wrists, still whimpering a bit under his breath.
Seems today is your lucky day.
At the end of the hall, there is an iron door.
Yeah, you don't by any chance know what they keep in that door, do you?
I don't know. Only the chieftain and his captain were allowed to go in there. Or not his captain, those ugly hag people.
Are there other prisoners in the other cells?
You see other bugbears in the other cells, laying there, their gaunt frames, ignoring you. But these don't look like townsfolks or otherwise. These look like they were put here for some kind of punishment.
I would free them all. Say to them in Orc, leave.
They will not understand you, but they will also.
Then I would approach the big door and try and go a little stealth if I can.
All right, give me a stealth check. 11, you seem pretty stealthy.
Mm-hmm. Is the door locked if I try it?
It is. The door to this room is fire-hardened iron-banded wood with a complex lock securing it. The hinges are of a design that conceals them within the structure of the door itself.
I guess I would start trying the keys.
You try each one of the keys, and none of them appear to open this door.
I will bang on the door and say in giant, "Boss, need help."
Son, you might want to back up and go more towards your grandma just in case.
There doesn't appear to be any response from within the door.
Well, boys, looks like it's brute force. Just looking to see if I can enlarge again. I don't think I can. Nope, I only got one.
I've still got this carpenter's tools. I can try to open this door.
All right. You can give me a DC. It's pretty tough. 22.
What, sleight of hand?
I have carpenter's tools too, but I'm not proficient. But could I maybe assist him?
Sure. It's 25 is pretty good.
Nice.
Elidan, you guys working together. I think Dalgar puts in a very thick chisel and he just leans on it, and you hear the door kind of enough to expose the inner workings of the lock or the inner workings of the door, and you pop this door right off its hinges and it slides away, and then Dalgar grabs a corner and then kind of pulls it into the hallway and leans it up against the wall. This room is shrouded in eerie darkness. Its irregular shape casting unsettling shadows that stretch within the flickering light of your torch. The air is thick and cold, carrying a chill from the stone itself. Scattered across the cracked floors are splinters of broken wood, each crunching softly beneath your feet. In the center stands a large iron strongbox, its surface worn and rusted, with an intricate yet foreboding lock. The slightly ajar lid suggests its contents have been hidden away deliberately, adding to the tension in the room. Contrast between the cold, shadowy space and the weathered strongbox heightens the sense of anticipation, as if this room is waiting for its secrets to be revealed.
Ade, what do you think? You want to check it out?
I mean, it's possible. It's a locked door. They have to have some sort of money in here, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Give it a quick glance, and by the time we're done, Granny should be done with dinner.
I'll kind of put my hand on Ade's back and kind of push him forward to go first.
Take a look around. Anything shiny? Look like it's worth anything?
Would you give me a perception check, please?
Sure.
That's pretty good. So the first thing you recognize, Ade, is it's trapped. Not only is it trapped, if you remove the box from where it's standing, you look up and it's kind of hidden away, but with Thalgar's torch, it blends in and you're able to see seams. A cylinder block is going to fall that will hit anybody who stands within 5 feet of this thing. That's how wide it is. It's 20 feet wide and 20 feet long with a hollow center that is 10 foot in diameter. Number two, there is, while it looks like the lid is popped, it is not popped, and there is a lock on it. And if the lock is tampered with, gas will be emitted into the room. Additionally, there is a dewormer or ward set on that will shout alarm, alarm. There's a scythe trap at the very bottom of this that will swing around and get anybody within 5 feet. So not only do you get hit with the scythe, the gas comes out. There's a large stone block that's 20 by 20.
Does the box look like it could be moved? Or is it like bolted down?
It doesn't look like it's bolted down, but certainly if somebody were to remove it, that large stone thing would fall on Ade at this point right now. It covers nearly the entire ceiling.
I mean, I can probably get it out of this room, but it's going to set off a lot of traps. And I don't know if I can open the box.
Can you deal with the traps?
No, but I can avoid the traps, probably. You guys want to stay in the room with me?
Not really.
You think you can get that box? Knock yourself out.
Can you whip the box to yourself out the door?
I wish I could whip the box to myself from out the door. That would be a much better option. This option is going to be very dumb.
What if we put a rope around it and just yanked it?
You can try that. There's multiple traps on it. I don't know if it's going to set off the thing above or the thing below. If you want to try that.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a, tie a lasso and rope it from a distance.
Oh yeah, that's a you athletic boys thing. I'll let you guys give that a shot.
Well, it sounds like a better plan than just grabbing it and hoping for the best.
Sounds like these guys are going to cowboy.
Yep, we're gonna do a cowboy.
Try to cowboy this stuff.
Okay, you can give me a acrobatics check to lasso it. I think we did athletics, but I looked it up. Acrobatics check. You know that if this thing moves, that cinder block's going to come down and probably
they have one chance.
crush it.
They think that's the better move, though.
Yeah, you're able to lasso it.
We tighten up the rope a bit, and then maybe we can all grab this end of the rope and just try to run down the hallway with it.
I would
Right, get ready to shut the door, Ade, in case that gas comes out.
So let's do a dex check. Your DC is going to be 20 to pull this before it not only cuts your rope and crushes the box underneath this many-ton cylinder block that is hanging overhead.
Can we see what's in the box, or is it closed?
The lid looks like it's partially propped open a little bit, but there's nothing in that you can see in there. It's just darkness. So it's probably a false front, you would assume at this point. And then maybe, Ade, that's what you get with your perception earlier.
So this block is big enough. It's as big as the room is?
Here, I'll draw it.
Basically.
This big. In the middle of it, there is a hole that ingeniously covers. So if it were to drop, it wouldn't crush the box, but it would also make getting to it extremely difficult.
Did this trap look like it was some type of pressure plate, or?
Definitely.
It did look like a pressure plate.
Yep.
Trying to figure out the people who put this box here, they must have had some way of accessing the box without triggering the traps, right?
You would think.
So let's not do anything precipitous. Let's think about this.
Thinking's not our strong suit.
Well, I have some mason tools. Trying to think what I could do with them.
So there's a pressure plate where the thing is sitting.
Yes, a pressure plate where the thing is sitting. Additionally, there's a pressure plate around it that activates the scythe traps if you mess with it. So, and then the box itself is trapped with poison, and there's one other trap, and I forget what that was.
Well, we have carpenter's tools. Can we make
It's a sound trap.
wedges or something to jam the pressure plate so they can't move?
I would think so. You have masonry tools, Stalgar, and you have carpenter's tools. So let's go ahead and make an intelligence check
Oh,
Yeah, because
boy.
we're all so intelligent.
to see if you can effectively disarm this. You can take advantage. DC is going to be 16.
Does the cowboy plan seem better?
Eladan, don't you have some sort of... No, you don't. Hey, I'm I'm up for whatever you guys want to try.
So you said if we do the cowboy plan, it's an acrobatics check?
Acrobatics or a dex. It's just a dex check.
We'll have to move it all the way to us before the block
Well,
falls.
my dex is way better than my intelligence.
What does Maron have for his spells? Just garbage.
Absolute garbage. He does have something that is semi-utility, but he does have Mage Hand, but
Doesn't have Misty Step.
Any of you have that guidance?
I do, that was my original plan, but I think it's funnier to watch them do this.
Oh, okay.
I actually do have Misty Step.
Yeah, we both do. I just think it's hilarious. I was about to ask Eldon, but I've never seen Eldon do it, so I couldn't say it in the game. Do you want to try to grab it and teleport here?
And teleport out of the way?
So yeah, as long as we keep the door open, you should be able to teleport.
That you're just watching them struggle, and you've had a really decent plan up your sleeve.
They wanted to try to lasso, and I thought it was funny.
Let's go with the lasso plan.
Yeah, the lasso plans, I like any plan that doesn't involve me being stuck under a giant stone block.
Well, we already have the rope tied. Let's lasso this bitch.
Sure, what's the worst that can happen?
We lose money.
Money's not everything.
So you want to roll and I'll assist you?
Sure. So, just a dex check with advantage.
Yep. DC is 20. If anybody has any advantage or
Hey.
as you pull this box forward, not only does the alarm start going off, a scythe trap swings around from the bottom of the thing, simultaneously being crushed by this large block of cement that now makes the entire room, with the exception of this first area, inaccessible. But In your hands, or at least on the floor by the door, is a lockbox.
See, I told you it was going to work.
Yep. Close the door before the gas gets here.
Yeah, slam the door.
I think the box is trapped with the gas.
Yes, it is.
Oh, we'll drag the box out of the room, then close the door.
Good luck opening it, guys. I'm gonna go check on dinner.
Take it we can drag the box out of the room?
Yeah, it's big enough that Thalgar can easily carry it.
How bad can the gas be? I use carpenter and mason's tools to try and disarm the trap.
Bring the trap in here.
Hey, we found a box.
Have Granny and grandson been having an emotional reunion while we were gone?
Yeah, let's go through that. So Ethel, as you're starting to clear away the hearth, your grandson walks and plops himself down on the bench. Grandmother, thank you for rescuing me.
Ethel looks back, sighs. She pushes herself up, grumbles something about knees, and walks over to him. She embraces him in a hug and steps back and looks him up and down, checking him for wounds.
He is not wounded, but he certainly has a couple levels of exhaustion being stuck in here for some time. The worst that he has is the friction marks from the manacles being hung over his head for some time, and he is certainly malnourished.
After looking him over and realizing he doesn't really have any wounds, that he's going to be okay, she lets out another sigh, reaches up, grabs his ear, and smacks the side of his head. At least the guild was smart enough to send a missive claiming you'd been missing, or I'd have never known you were out here playing hero in the damn wilderness. Smack. What was it, Edward? Another scheme? Another one of your brilliant ideas gone sideways? Smack. I raised you better than this, you hard-headed, starry-eyed little twit.
Damn.
She smacks him again as he goes to speak. You think just because you made it this time it's all fine? When will you listen? You are not invincible, and I am too old to be trekking through spider dens, goblin camps, and God knows what else just to drag your sorry ass back to safety. Smack. She sighs again
But
and goes back to the hearth.
all of those things, grandmother.
Sorry, go
It
ahead.
takes 2d6 damage.
The hearth also has 2 cast iron skillets on it and a bowl, like a large pot, but nothing else. There's no food currently.
I hired some hirelings. Some of the guards in town said that there were treasures to be found out here. And I mean, business has been slow to get off the ground. And I know I needed to send my tithe back to you soon. And I figured it was just something quick and easy. And well, clearly it's not.
And she glares over her shoulder at him before she turns back to the hearth and begins to cast her spell. She casts Create Food and Water. In a flash of light, the empty pans become full. One has a roast in it that sizzles. The other has a bunch of root vegetables, carrots, potatoes, and onions. They glow with caramelized edges. And then the large pot is filled with fluffy rice. She goes through her bag and pulls out a mess kit and begins plating it, and then offers it to Ade, who's beside her. And then she plates the next one, turns, and waits for someone to come and take it. And she'll do this on until every person's gotten a plate. And she makes her own and she sits down. There's also a thing of water and a thing of wine. And normally when the spell is cast, the food does not taste good, but because of her domain, it tastes delicious.
Nice. Well done. Take yourself a point of inspiration.
Thank you.
Did you make your grandson a plate?
Yeah, he got the last plate before she made her own.
Edward Edgington, Bard, the House Edgington, grandson to Ethel Edgington, noble, royal, merchant, patriarch of this clan, devours his food. He seems he's in good enough shape to fight Grandma. He just doesn't have any of his belongings.
Wait, he's gonna fight Grandma?
Fight, Grandma.
You, sir, will stay in the back and provide support.
Does anybody have a flute?
What do I look like?
I don't have a flute.
A lute? A flute? A
I
tambourine?
do have a flute. I do have a flute. No, Marin has a flute. Marin has a flute. It's not me. Oh, thank Christ. I was so worried that I had a flute.
Nice.
Yep, it's Marin. I don't know if Marin would give it. Marin will give it up. Granny looks a little scary.
You got to see Granny be mean.
I attempt to make him a flute with carpenter tools?
Yeah. Pan flute. All the loose wood here. You're all sitting by the fire, having dinner, catching up a little bit. You've taken a short rest. You have found Edward Edgington of House Edgington and are having a nice meal in this quiet but smelly place. What happens now?
There's 45 pounds of food, so go get seconds. And as people's plates start to get empty, Ethel will fill them back up again. There's also wine that she's offering people. Drink,
Yeah.
eat. You're skinny.
I'll skip seconds on the food, but I'll take seconds on the wine.
You have a lockbox that is locked but trapped.
Let's try to get the lock open. I'm feeling lucky today.
Does Edward happen to have thieves' tools?
Edward, you're a
Let me see.
gallant young adventurer. You can open a simple box, right?
I can make you my friend. I can try to do it with my invisible hand. I can mock you terribly. I can charm you, as grandmother would know. I can make you heroic. Make it shatter. If you want to put it in the corner, I can probably blow it up. And I can turn invisible. And he plays a little bit of flute. And what is this? Short rest. While taking a short rest. Song of Rests. Everybody gets an additional 1d6 if you spent any hit dice.
Oh, nice.
Already healing me more than his grandmother. Look at that.
Ow.
How?
Hey,
How am I still not
let's hear you
rolling?
try and mock me.
He looks at you and he's like, looks towards grandma and he's like, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm no idiot, but I
Could have fooled me.
Looks like grandma mocked you.
okay. So does anybody have anything I can wear? Any armor or anything like that? Any weaponry that I'm proficient with a short sword and a short bow?
I'll hand him some of that bandit armor. Looks clearly way too much for him.
Yeah, it weighs way too much. It's not going to work.
I would not have picked up any of the extra armor stuff.
We'll wrap back around and get you some equipment.
Thank you, grandmother. He says grandmother very formally.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling you Mima when he was crying in the corner.
I'll hand him my crossbow with some bolts. It's a light crossbow.
Never shot one of these.
I'll take it back.
Okay.
Might be too dangerous. Don't want you shooting your foot.
Shoot your eye out. As my grandma used to say. Shoot your eye out, kid.
It can
His
happen.
father did.
Their line is real useful, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I tell him I think there's some leather armor in that room. You can go find all sorts of weapons in there as well.
Can we go? I can't see in the dark, unfortunately.
I suppose we should. Stay behind me.
Cast light on him. Fine. We will escort the grandson. You guys get that box open while we're gone.
Yes, let's let that explode while we're not here.
So you escort Edgar, is that his name? Edward, excuse me,
Edward.
back to the room full of weaponry, and he starts to put on he picks one of the short swords up, grabs a short bow, a bunch of arrows. He looks towards Ade. Can you help me with my armor, please?
I'm sorry, what? It's leather, son. You know what? Yeah, I will help you make sure you put that on right.
Okay.
I just look at his grandma over his shoulder. Like, this one is special.
Mm-hmm.
He helps you put it on. And while you're helping him, he's going to look around a little bit. Nope. I think I got everything. Okay. I'm sorry. Edward Edgington. And your name?
Ade Gumbo, but my friends call me Ade.
I'll call you sir. Sir, thank you very much for helping.
I am not that. I actually, compared to you, I am a sir. Yep, you can call me Uncle Ade.
Uncle Ade. And he'll glance over towards, raise an eyebrow.
Look and see if you can find a weapon while you're in here.
Oh, I have the short sword and the short sword and the short bow.
Oh, the bow. Stick with the bow. Stay in the back.
Anything better than that ratty little sword in here for him?
You can give me a perception check if you want. Or investigation.
Yeah, investigation is not the option. Let's go. I care about it more.
Wow. So as you're going through this stuff, you start digging through the shields, and like second from the bottom, you start moving all the shields, and you pull out this pristine shield that's like silvered with gilded gold, not a scratch on it. And you continue to look for another weapon for them, and hidden behind all the long swords in one corner is another longsword that seems to match this.
Now, these seem like weapons fit for a noble. We can get you on the front line here pretty soon.
We're not putting him on the front line. He's going to hide
On the front line.
in the back, where if things
Just
go
cast
wrong, he can run away.
Just cast it. Obviously, he's bad at running away. He has invisibility and charm and still got caught. We need to teach him how
How
to stab.
did you get caught?
It was a long story.
Mm-hmm.
I hired some people to come out here, workers from the shop, and the people I hired deserted us. The employees were killed, and they took me. Said something about a ransom or reward. I don't know, but you're in the forest.
Ethel just shakes her head. I think we're done with adventuring. I think it's time you just stayed home.
Hey, Granny, I know you've paid a lot for your equipment and such, but this shield here feels mighty shiny. I don't know if it might be better than yours.
Is it better than mine?
I mean, I know how much you probably paid for yours, but this one looks really good.
It is unmarred, covered in what looks like a silvery metal, no blemishes. It's gilded in gold and blue. Certainly looks nice.
Mighty fine.
All right, give it here. Let me see. She'll pick it up and compare to her other shield.
Lightweight, lighter than the large heater shield you had. Well balanced. Leather on yours is worn in, but it's a little worn out. And but the leather on the handle on this one is almost fits you like a glove.
Oh, this fits perfect.
So you can add a +1 shield to your inventory.
While Granny's distracted, I'm trying to convince the grandson to pick up her old shield and use the sword.
It's like, I can't use the shield. I don't use the shield. I have to have my hand free to cast spells, and I can do it with the flute, which takes 2 hands. And I only use a short bow and a short sword. I'm sorry.
Get you trained up one day. I'm scared to know what's happening in that room.
And as we pan back to the room that has been vacated by Ade, Edward, and Ethel, what are we doing for this box?
Well, why don't we just try to break the lock?
Sounds good.
And for expedience point, I will let you break the lock. And regardless of if it is broken, disarmed, anyway, from not having this thing broken open, the gas emits from the top of this box, and you guys are frightened for a minute, and that wears off, and you have successfully opened the box.
I think for that whole minute, I'm looking at Eladan just like, get away.
But inside the box, you find 250 gold pieces. You find 8 gems that is a total value of 200 gold pieces. There looks to be 4 gold and platinum jewel encrusted bracelets worth 100 gold pieces each. There is also a folded piece of paper inside a satin handkerchief, it's like a satin handkerchief that's been folded meticulously, and inside that there's a piece of paper.
Oh, this loot is just divided by 2. Can we read the text on the piece of paper, or is there text on the piece of paper?
It looks to be a map, and looks like a region where you're at. There's a skull and a crossbones, and further up the pass, there's another crude drawing of a skull and crossbones on the other side of a long chasm, whatever. The map points to this other fort or fortress further up the pass.
Looks like we might have our next destination.
So what happens now?
I guess we would finish stowing away our loot and map and then making our way out.
We haven't fully explored this place.
Yeah, we'd probably start heading down that.
You are free to move around the dungeon. Ding. The hallway ahead is abruptly interrupted by a massive iron portcullis, heavy bars descending like fangs in some enormous beast, rusted in patches and pitted from years of exposure to the air. It groans as it settles into place, its weight pressing down into grooves worn into the stone floor, ensuring no easy passage.
What do you think, guys? Think the chief could have escaped down here?
We had to have gone somewhere.
Any type of mechanism around?
It doesn't appear to be any mechanism that you can obviously see. You probably think you can lift this thing, Thalgar.
Ade, you want to try and give this a shot?
Sure, I got this. Go ahead and spit on his hands. Get a good squat. Check out your Uncle Ade. Won't be hard.
You can give me an athletics check. Yeah, it's too hard for you.
You know what? I'm gonna let you handle this with Dalgar.
Yeah, you got to lift with your back, not your legs.
Yeah, you're not even proficient in athletics, are you, Ade?
I am not. I
You're
was
here.
just trying to show off.
Edward chuckle.
Oh, you should let Grandma try.
Oh, go ahead. Get up here, Ethel.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, and then it's athletics.
It is athletics.
God, I need it. It would be a 13.
Yeah, definitely not strong enough. It moves a little bit. As the dust settles from the holes where the portcullis came down. It comes, coming down a little bit. Certainly it moved more than Ade moved it, that is for sure. But I think Thalgar's just sitting back watching everybody struggle under the weight of the portcullis.
I'll reach over with one hand and just kind of pick it up.
Yeah, it goes up. In fact, you're so tall you can shove it up back into the place that it was coming out of, and you bend one of the rungs and it doesn't come back down again. With a natural 20. Well done.
You got it, Ethel.
Of course I did. Come on.
Thanks for loosening it up.
Yeah. It was stuck. That's why he couldn't move it.
The stairs on your right descend into unyielding darkness. The worn stone steps vanishing into the void. The faint light from above barely reaches the first few steps, but beyond that, the passage is swallowed by the blackness. Walls are cold and damp, their slick surfaces adding to the heavy atmosphere. Only the certainty is the overwhelming stench rising from below. Acrid, rancid odor of offal, thick and cloying, hangs in the air. Sign of long abandoned filth and rot. Sources unseen, but undeniably present. The path also continues to the left.
To the right, it goes up or down?
Down.
Let's clear this floor before we go down.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
We'll go left.
All right. Door is closed here at the end of the hall. The hallway turns a 90-degree angle gradually to the right and then sharp to the left again, another 90-degree angle. And there is a iron door, a wooden door with iron bands upon it. Anybody can give me a perception check.
You said perception?
Yes. Ethel, you swear somebody was looking at a peephole in the door. Dark, beady eyes looking at you. And it moved away, and the little wooden blocker kind of closed in the hole.
There was someone watching us.
There's always someone watching us.
No, like through the door. I saw a pair of beady eyes.
Does the door appear to be locked?
Yes, it does appear to be locked. If you try the handle, it does.
Do the keys that I found work?
They do not work.
Hey, nephew, you want to go ahead and charm them to open the door? Show them your flute skills.
Is that some kind of joke?
What? No, not like that. Grandma, you need to wash his mouth out with soap or something.
Oh, I got a great plan to get in. So we'll force this little peephole open, and Ade, you can Misty step inside and unlock it from the other side.
Okay, force the peephole open.
I will try and force the peephole open.
Give me that athletics check. It's another natural 20 for a 27. How do you force this peephole open? Like, it clearly gives way under the strength of Thalgar, the Goliath fighter.
Take out a chisel from a carpenter's tools, and I'd start to pry it, and then I would probably pry too hard and it would just like shatter the wood.
Yeah. And you just hear it break and you see some light coming from some kind of fire from within.
It's just a hole. It's just a big hole in the door. It's
Yeah, there's a big hole in the door instead of the people now.
Right. Do I see someone staring back at me?
No.
Sure. I'll Misty step into the room. That seems like a smart plan.
You're going to go how far?
I will go to the opposite. No, I will go. They want me to open the door right away. They want me to open. Granny, you want to Misty step in the room?
No, I can't. You're gonna die.
Yeah, I will Misty step directly to the other side of the door since they want me to try to open it right away. Okay. Let's see who goes first.
Let's roll some initiative and see what happens.
Oh gosh. Okay. Not great. Aladan, you can get in here, right?
Edward in the back. And let's start. Eladan, your first act. You hear...
Are they on the other side of the door?
Yeah, they're on the other side of the door. You
Yeah,
hear
on
Ade
the other door.
Misty step through, and then you hear, hey, get him. But they don't say it in common. They just yell. But you get the meaning. Get him.
Then I will also bonus action Misty Step the other side of the door. Decisions. And I'm going to shoot the whatever the not big bugbear thing is.
The hag shaman. Yeah, 25 is going to easily hit this creature. It also is not wearing any armor, apparently. For 10 points of damage. A 12 is still going to hit this creature. It is bloodied, wounded badly.
I'm going to try to open up some distance between me and Ade.
It is now the hag's turn.
She is indeed hurt.
Yes, bloodied even. I think Thunder Wave,
No.
15 feet. Yeah, it's not gonna do to move. I think they're going to cast Entangle. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, they're going to cast Entangle. Grass and weeds vine sprout from a 20-foot square starting from a point within range. Plants turn the ground into difficult terrain. Creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained. So it's going to cast it in a 20-foot area is right here. Anybody in that area must make a strength saving throw.
Light work. A 14 succeed.
A 14 does succeed.
Hey, can't stop me with plants.
You both succeed,
Hey.
but the area is difficult terrain. And I think it's going to move back, seeing that you both are not entangled, and end its turn. Ethel, you hear commotion from the other side of the door.
Granny, come get evil Granny.
Ethel's gonna move up and knock on the door.
Ade, you hear knock on the door.
Hello, who is it?
It's me. Could you open the door, dear?
No, cast through the door.
I can't see anything through the door. I'm sorry. Ethel is going
You have to be able to see, you have to be able to see something, because we couldn't have Misty Step through if we couldn't see anything.
There's a big hole in the door. That's right. Granny got occasional cataracts. It happens.
Any visibility? Let's do.
What happened to that what happened to that frying pan? Can you use a frying pan in here?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'll do. I will cast spiritual weapon. Preferably, I can do it within 60 feet, so preferably next to something aggressive.
Your spiritual weapon. Let me pop this pan out.
Frying pan.
Ethel knocks on the door, realizes no one's going to open it, peeks through the hole, and then a frying pan appears and starts swinging at people. Yay!
No, not right there.
You can move it, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure can. I still can't see anything that's in there, but that's near something, right?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to attack whatever it's near. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 misses the bugbear. It looks like they block it with their shield.
Cool. All right, then I'm going to end my turn.
This chieftain will heft the javelin, throwing a javelin at one at you, Ade. That is a 23 to hit for 8 piercing damage.
This goes through my shield into my arm.
And it pulls its morning star out, ready to attack. And it is now Thalgar's turn.
I look through the hole and I see Ade say, "Open the door." And
We're dealing with the javelin issue.
I will wait for the door to be opened, and I will just hold a ready action attack.
What happens?
Get back out of the room. I will take a look at the door. Does it look like something I can open pretty easily?
Yeah, there are several deadbolts.
All right. I will use whatever sort of economy it takes to open this door.
We'll say it uses your, well, it's just an object interaction to unlock a door. Well, no, not really. Take it uses your action to unbolt all the bolts and swing the door open.
Yep. And I will, if that's the case, then I will not have anything left. I will bonus action reactivate my shillelagh, and my staff will start glowing in my hand, and we'll say, watch your step, and we'll take 10, 15, 20 to get to the corner and end my turn.
I think, Dalgar, you see Ade struggle through as vines grasp at his legs. But you can take your held action. I assume that may be an attack, you said?
Yeah, nothing's in range, so.
Eladan, it is your go.
Okay, bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on the hag and attack.
The hag is marked for 9 plus 5 plus 1, 17, 15, 16, 15. Enough to do it as it crumples to the ground, arrow slammed into its chest.
It's difficult terrain, right?
It is difficult terrain.
And would it be 25 to move here?
Yep.
I'm going to move up one more. Frying pan is going to move side. There we go. All right. And I can't hit it, so I'm going to have the frying pan hit it again. Or try to, anyway. Does dirty 20 hit?
Yes, dirty 20 will hit.
It's like 4 damage from the frying pan.
He is no longer having 69 hit points. It is now at 65.
Oh, not nice.
And then I'm going to... that was my bonus action. I'm going to use my action to dash and get right beside him. Then I'm going to end my turn.
The bugbear chieftain will attempt to hit you with his Morning Star. He has 2 attacks. That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
For 13 piercing damage. And its next attack is another 21, this time for 17 piercing damage.
Granny's getting her ass kicked.
That's creature's turn. I think Edgar finally moves up, sees that you are hurt, just get slammed with 2 big attacks. He's like, no, grandmother. And he will cast Healing Word on you.
Oh, how kind.
Or D4 plus spellcasting. So that's 6 healing.
Not that great of a spell in 2014.
Yep. So you get 6 healing. That was his bonus action. As his action, he will cast Vicious Mockery, and he will mock the chieftain. He says a string of insults and a bunch of bad words he probably learned from his grandmother. Wisdom saving throw for the bugbear. Here I am playing D&D by myself. Wisdom save. That's a fail. You take 2 to 4 damage. Hey. And that is Edward's turn. Thalgard, is your go.
Are the vines still up, or did they go away with the death of the hag?
They went away with the death of the hag.
All right. I'm no longer frightened of the vines, so I'm going to move forward. I will move to there and attempt to chop down into this halberd chieftain with my halberd.
His AC is 17. 23 easily hits as you deftly strike beyond his shield for 12 plus.
I'll use my last frost strike for an additional 6, and he's going to make a DC Con 15.
Con save, DC 15. He fails.
His speed is reduced to 0, and I will take my final strike with the halberd on him.
Natural 20. 14 points of damage.
And then I will stand my ground.
Ade will. You know what? Ade's also going to take a look at Bleeding Grandma and hit her with a bonus action, healing word,
She's fine. It's just a flesh wound.
which is soothe coming from Ade. Ade's word is soothe. We're gonna do that at second level so that nobody else can ask me to Misty Step anywhere. And 9 damage or 9 healing. I'm sorry. Do not take damage.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
And as an action, I will go ahead and toss a produce flame at said angry bugbear.
21 hits.
Oh, damage is 12 fire.
That's pretty good. Near death. Reeling under the force of your blows.
Yeah, gotta show off her nephew.
Eladan.
Okay, bonus action move Hunter's Mark onto the bugbear.
20 hits. 8. 11. 2. 13. Yeah, 13 hit points. How do you kill the bugbear chieftain of this
Nice.
newly developed fort?
Well, as the bugbear throws its head back to roar at me, I put one right in his mouth.
And it gurgles its blood dripping from its mouth. And you have defeated the bugbear. And what you see in this room is subterranean lair of the bugbear chieftain sprawls before you, a dark space carved into the stone beneath the keep. The center, a massive bearskin rug stretches across the floor, its fur matted and coarse, and the creatures snarl, frozen in time. Shelves and tables line the rough-hewn walls, cluttered with spoils from countless raids, burlap sacks bulging with unknown contents, and strained from use. Above the stone fireplace, a mantle adorned with gruesome trophies. Cured humanoid heads leer down, their faces frozen in agony, while skins nailed to plaques serve as twisted art. A battered scabbard hangs from a rusted hook, silent reminder of the chieftain's strength. The room reeks of smoke, charred wood, old leather, dried blood, a virtual den of savagery where power is asserted through violence. What happens now?
Let's search the bugbear and the hag and the room and see what we can find.
Make me a perception check.
It moves over. You see that shot, son? Now that's how you commit murder. If you're going to be adventuring, you learn to shoot like that.
He is not going to be adventuring. He's going home.
Sure. I wink at.
You find a key next to the fireplace, Eladan. You think it's probably to the
box.
door that opens the trapped area. But there's nothing else of value.
Oh, well. Bugbears.
Yeah, we can't leave that pan behind. It's good for, a minute.
Down the stairs we go.
Down the stairs.
Oh, I forgot about the stairs.
So you found a key, huh, Aladdin?
Unfortunately, I think it's just something we already busted open.
You travel underneath the mountain.
I feel like we're traveling under the mountain.
Traveling so fast.
There's not much room here.
Single file.
The steps level out into a narrow cavern, thick with gloom. The air is damp and heavy. The uneven floor sloping towards murky depths. Jagged walls are encrusted with mold and lichen, thriving in the constant moisture. The space feels confining, as if it's slowly swallowing you whole. The air grows thicker with each step, carrying the stench of earth, must, and mildew. Faint rustling and shuffling noises echo off the walls, growing louder as you move deeper. A rhythm emerges, accompanied by low, guttural chanting from the shadows. Then, the unmistakable beat of drums begins to throb through the cavern, perfectly synced with the chanting. The sound builds into a sinister cadence, filling the space with an eerie sense of ritual. The source of the noise lies straight ahead, urging you towards the dark ceremony, unfolding in the murky depths.